Martin Lewis, founder of Money Saving Expert. Hi.
Hello, Sheila.
Well, we've done this before a few times, haven't we, where you get a quick analysis. So what leaps out at you from today's budget statement?
Well, look, we need to be honest. This is primarily a budget about a big spending boost for the NHS and school buildings paid for, in Rachel Reeves' own words, by difficult decision on tax and spending. And that area is not my area, if you like. I look at the retail offerings, the consumer things that have come out, the direct stuff in your pocket. But even so, this was a big budget. I mean, it went on a very long time. There are a lot of things in there. The employer's national insurance change, the changes to minimum wage. There are changes to stamp duty that she didn't mention, but are quite important going on. There are changes to child benefit that she didn't mention, but are quite important going on. And then you've got the capital gains tax changes, the inheritance tax changes on pensions, fiscal drag, changes for carers allowance, all of which are very important. So there's a whole heap of stuff that's happening in this budget.
Let me ask you about the stamp duty changes. From my hearing of it, it was on second homes only. Is that not the case? Is it first homes as well?
So shall we split this?
Go on.
First, the things that was said in the budget.
Yes.
If you are buying a second home or a second or third or fourth or fifth home or property, then you currently pay an extra 3% stamp duty on top of the normal stamp duty. That from tomorrow will be going up to 5 percentage points, I should say, not percent, 5 percentage points. So if the stamp duty rate is 3%, well, you will now from tomorrow be paying 8% on it. What wasn't announced in the budget is the current level of stamp duty is temporary. There was a temporary increase of the threshold on stamp duty by the last government that is due to end next April. The Chancellor could have chosen to extend it, but the Chancellor didn't choose to extend it. That's not a criticism, it's just an explanation of what's happening. Yeah. So that what was planned will be planned, but most people don't know it was planned, so won't know it's happening. So next April, the current threshold at which you start paying stamp duty is £250,000. From the 6th of April, that will drop. So you will pay stamp duty on a property above £125,000.
Wow.
Now, clearly, that has an impact that there are many more people who will pay stamp duty, but also that's an extra £125,000 worth of stamp duty that everybody will be paying because everybody above that level will be paying stamp duty. For first-time buyers, the current threshold is £425,000. The new threshold will be £300,000. So again, you start paying stamp duty at a lower level. So from next April, in practice, the amount of stamp duty you pay to buy a property will be higher than it is today. That was always going to happen. But of course, we've had a change of government. You don't know they will continue with the plans. And it wasn't mentioned in the budget statement, but it is in the budget documents. We had something similar. There's similar announcements on child benefit you probably want to talk about as well.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
OK. So I need to declare here, I was probably the lead campaigner behind the change last time with Jeremy Hunt. So before a budget around a year ago, if one higher earner in your household earned above £50,000, you would start to lose child benefit until you hit £60,000, where you would lose child benefit entirely. Now, I had a big problem with that because my argument was, as did many other people, I should say, I wasn't a sole campaigner on this at all, that this was discriminatory for single earner, dominant earner, and single parent families. Because what you would have is you could have one person, one family earning £60,000, £60,001 and didn't get child benefit, and their next door neighbours both earning 49 grand, so nearly 100 grand between them, and they got child benefit.
Yeah.
So it's unfair in the system. So what was announced in the last budget is the thresholds would go up, and it was meant to be relatively temporary, so that you start losing it at 60 grand and you lose it totally at 80 grand, fewer people are affected by it. But also they would investigate how they switch it to a household assessment. So it'd be based on total household income. When reading through the small print of this budget, they are not going to do it based on household income. They are going to keep it on the highest earner's income will be the assessment. Now, we have mitigation that the thresholds are staying where they are for the moment, but structurally the system is still going to be unfair.
So the campaigning must carry on. Thank you very much indeed, Martin. Sorry it was so brief. Martin Lewis, founder of Money Saving Expert.